Café Anyway. That's right. Here we are.
It's Mike's Daily Podcast.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Here at Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. The last place on earth.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In Ameritopica, the FFF episode today is, well, you're not going to believe this when I tell you the amount of FF episodes I have done in my short life. This is really amazing, and I gotta get to it right now. It's FF episode 2777.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
777. That's like a lucky bunch of numbers. And as I believe
Mike's
from our biblical world,
Daily
that is also
Podcast.
the number of God.
Yeah!
So this is the God podcast. It is divine, I guess. There used to be a thing on the Daily Show. And what was his name? Billy Bob, something like that. And he would go over some of the interesting, outlandish things he would see televangelists do that week. This was in the 90s. And I think they called it the God Show, something like that. So, yeah, some of the things, one of them was there's a pastor live on the air. I'll never forget this one. And you see the pastor, he's got the Bible and he's reading a Bible verse and he's doing the little sermon. And then he stops and he goes, What? He's looking off camera and he says, "What? Do you need me to get my gun?" Ain't that America? So, yeah. Guns, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. I remember that in a Dixie Chick song called Sin Wagon. But that's not what we're talking about on the podcast today. Did you vote? So, yes, by now you probably know that it's all pretty much who you thought it was going to be winning the election. Although, you know, the whole thing with taking Trump off the ballot, there was...
And here's today's podcast picture.
A bunch of the experts that I heard said, "Oh, what a surprise, they voted unanimously." Both the liberal and conservative talk show host. I'm so used to, because I'm in the radio world, it's not talk show host. It's conservative and liberal judges. Supreme Court judges. Oh, the podcast picture is not of judges or Ruth or Joshua or any of that. Or the late, maybe we'll do the late great Basil. We'll do the late great Basil the Boxer. Will be in this picture. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. Go to it now because I pay for it. And it's got all the podcast pictures. It's got links to where you can listen to the show. I mean, come on. What else? What other kind of website would you need? You don't want Facebook or anything that Meta owns, Instagram, Threads, because apparently it gets shut down right on a Tuesday morning when everybody's posting. I couldn't believe that. That was a big national story. That, oh my gosh, Facebook is down. Wait, what?
The Royal Trump Tweet Decree.
So a bunch of grannies are like, I can't post onto Facebook. I just finally figured out what this is. And they won't allow me to post. It's a conspiracy. On Super Tuesday, not allowing me to post.
Anyway.
I mean, Cafe Anyway is where we are. Somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Oh, yes, what I was telling you, because I found this whole thing very humorous, is that this was a big story. Oh, and I understand a lot of people use Instagram. I know Anki, who you hear at the beginning of the podcast, and she was just visiting from Germany, and now she's off to New Zealand traveling with her boyfriend. They like to post all their photos to Instagram, so I could see them being down. But Threads? So this was a lot of free advertisement for Threads. I know a bunch of people that signed up for it. I'm on it as well.
When you are a man, sometimes you wear stretchy pants.
Some people wear stretchy pants on Threads, but does anybody really understand what Threads is? All I get is it's X, but owned by Meta. It's X owned by Zuckerberg. It's Elon Zuckerberg doing Threads. is what that is. Threads was also a very depressing movie in the 80s. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. It's disturbing as heck. It was done by the British. So when the Americans did the movie, the miniseries The Day After, wasn't that the one about the nuclear bomb going off somewhere in the Midwest? Then
people get stuck on stupid. You know what I mean?
Oh, people certainly do get stuck on stupid. Thank you. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. But the British did something called Threads about nuclear fallout, and oof. I saw a 10-second clip of it, and that frightened me to no end in the 80s. Oh, yes. The 80s were rich, my friend. Very, very rich and bizarre. It was the decade because you had Ronald Reagan and the economy was zooming to the moon, as they say. Not really.
MTV News. You hear it first.
That's right. Speaking of which, MTV. Although that's more MTV circa early 90s. But, somebody who's really into talking about money and all that, and I produce his podcast. It's Rob Black. I produce the Rob Black Show podcast, and he's on the radio on AM 1220 KDOW weekday mornings in the 8 o'clock hour. And then also he is on Kron television in the 9 o'clock hour, Monday through Thursday. But he pointed out that it is a
Holding court with Lady Katie. Lady Katie.
I don't even know who that is. Somebody that this is the type of Mike's Daily Podcast where names get name checked on the show. So that's one. Another one's coming up. Don't worry. Maybe it's your name. The billion-dollar business of Girl Scout cookies, reporting from the Thin Mint trenches. The Girl Scouts of the United States of America will sell about 200 billion boxes of cookies as we go outside a Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. And if your friends were making a big deal about, oh my gosh, I couldn't post on Instagram for 2 whole hours yesterday morning, you know what to tell them. You know what to tell them to go get. And it's not Girl Scout cookies. It's and then you finish the sentence. A smile. Girl Scouts.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
Girl Scouts started selling cookies more than a century ago. 1917 to be exact. Can you believe we're already way past 2017's ancient history? That's how far you and I have lived. Look at that. High five to you now. 700,000 Girl Scouts participating. Makes it the largest girl-led entrepreneurship program in the world. And who is always by their side? Most of the time, it's their mommies. Or a friend of the mom's. It's somebody, mom. I see a bunch of moms. That's what I've noticed. Occasionally a guy looking at me like, come on, it's my daughter. Buy her dang cookies. But magnification. I am telling you, boxes now have magnified. The cost has been between $5 and $7. 200 million boxes sold means $1 billion. Yes, that's how that equates. Let's see. Last year, our troops earned over $4.5 million in proceeds, said one of the spokespeople for Girl Scouts of America. About 25% to 30% of the price goes to the troops themselves to use as they choose. And then about 40% goes to direct costs, the cookies themselves, because they are so yummy. What's that thing, the chocolate one that they shove all the peanut butter in? Ah, stop it. Then the cost also goes to the transportation of the cookies. 15%.
Kathy's Corner.
Kathy's Corner.
Oh, another shout out there. 15% goes to customer support such as technology underpinning the sales operation. That sounds very shady. Girls learn business lessons like location, location, location. Always in front of a supermarket. I just bought a bunch of groceries and now you want to sell me cookies too. And how to make transactions quick and easy. That's right. The quicker, the easier, the more you're going to have. And hopefully they teach them better grammar than I know. And they help them set goals and learn to accept rejection gracefully. That is right. Don't take it personally. It's no big deal. They just don't want to be involved in your wonderful plans, your enterprise.
Welsh on the world.
Another shout out there. 3 travel trends this year. New travel trends like set jetting, destination dupes, and tour. I swapped the letter out. And tour traveling. That's what's going to propel the travel industry this year, according to Rob. First is set jetting, which is planning trips inspired by TV shows and movies. This is true. My cousin from Germany, Anki, is in New Zealand and did go to the set of where they filmed The Hobbit and got to go into one of the houses. I guess they let you into the houses now. That has about as much appeal to me as a banana peel.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Or the thing that I have to do with YouTube. Just about every day now I have to do an appeal so that they don't ban my channel. More than half of travelers have researched or booked a trip to a destination after seeing it in a TV show or movie. That include the locations for White Lotus, which is in Thailand. Romania, that is for Netflix's Wednesday.
Fabagoo, things to do. Things to do.
Go to Romania. Squid Game, oh, why? Why would people want to go to see where Squid Game was filmed? But they do. They do go to South Korea for that. And Outlander, they do that because of Scotland. They go to Scotland to see where it's filmed. I would love to go anywhere in England. My lovely lady friend and I watch so much Acorn, BritBox, and PBS Masterpiece. And what I hear about the film sets...
Cassette copy.
Oh, okay, this part is on cassette. What I hear in England is that the British and other people on the Emerald Isle and Scotland and surrounding locations all the actors there, they're very friendly and will talk to you, and it's like no big deal versus... Oh, we're going back to digital again. Versus when they film here in America, there's security guards that keep you far away from Eric Estrada, and there's a Tim Wilcox.
Transmutations.
Going back in time. What was Eric Estrada's band? No, that's not it. Was it the Chippers? I don't know. I know. I do remember as a kid being at Alvarez Street in Los Angeles, and they were filming.
There's a real scary holiday coming up.
Actually, that was Super Tuesday. It's in the behind us now. I guess Easter's the next one, or no, St. Patrick's Day. That's right. Well, I remember them filming Chips and Eric Estrada. He was signing autographs. That's true, in Alvarez Street, but that was back in the 80s.
Jarrell Name.
Oh, shout out to Jarrell. Let's see. There is also dupes, destination dupes, less expensive alternatives to popular places. This has come about because of TikTok. Apparently, they talk about this on TikTok. Dupes include Taiwan. That is in the place of going to Seoul, Korea. Pattaya, Thailand, that is so you don't have to go to Bangkok.
Magnification.
Go to Liverpool instead of London. And another dupe is, instead of going to Geneva, Switzerland, you go to Quebec City. And then there's tour traveling, which is essentially traveling for a concert. Fans of Beyonce and Taylor Swift, of course, you heard all about that last year. They traversed the globe to see them in concert. Now Taylor going to be in Singapore performing. People are going to travel to Singapore for that. And 70% of travelers are more willing than ever to attend a concert outside their hometown, a possible excuse to see a new place. That is a big, big thing. And I know Rob saw a flying saucer. No, he flew not in a flying saucer, but he did fly out to Red Rocks. That's in Utah, I think. Red Rocks, Colorado? Denver? I forget. But he went there to see Imagine Dragons. He's a little too obsessed with that band. The Bitcoin is doing amazing these days. I still will not buy it. I am just waiting for that to drop like a lead rock in a pond. Bitcoin's meteoric rise continues.
This show is clean.
And that's why I didn't say any bad words when I was describing. I said meteoric rise, and I didn't say a bad word there. Continues as the cryptocurrency surge it's going towards its record high. And that was actually the record high was set in November of 2021. Do you remember that? We were still locked down in a lot of places, and it was right after Thanksgiving. And the theory was people were fat and full. Well, maybe they were fat, but they were full on the turkey and other eating stuff they were eating.
Woo!
The edibles, whatever they were doing, and just laying around and going, oh, what's this thing called Bitcoin? Maybe I'll buy some. And it surged to 56% this year, though. So, but as of this recording, it has still not gotten to the record high that it was at, but it seems to be on its way. And that's particularly because there's an ETFs are being sold that include it. Grocery aisle anxiety, the share of Americans' income spent on...
Addenda with Kevin.
Another shout out there to someone, Kevin, who's been on the podcast before and who recently got married. The share of Americans' income spent on food has climbed to 11%. That is a 3-decade high. Supermarket prices are up 25% from pre-pandemic. So yes, prices still have to come down quite a bit. And that's fascinating stuff. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Mike is on it, man.
Go where no man has gone before.
We love it, Mike.
Look who's here. Hello, Mega Masters, Madame Rootabega, and I hate going to the supermarket now. Yeah, stuff is so expensive. And this is why I don't know how Whole Foods stays in business, but because they were always called Whole Paycheck, and now it's like, what else do they take? They take your whole shirt? Ha ha ha, Michael Master, that's so funny. Ooh. Do you like Whole Foods? Yes.
This is Mike's Podcast Picnic.
Do you like my podcast picnic? Yes. Do you like the ants taking the podcast picnic away? No. Oh, look who else is here. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the packaging attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Mike, we heard that you were up really early this morning because of things going on with your work day. Yeah, work. Do you know that? Yes. So, you know when a radio station goes off the air, does it make a noise? It does with my phone because I get an alarm. And then I have to jump into action and try and fix it. Well, it was doing something really weird at 2 a.m. and then again really early, like 5:30, and just destroyed my sleep. Hey, lovely lady friend is here. It says BRB. You're going to Safeway.
Yes.
Oh, she said be right back.
Yes.
Lovely lady friend, I'm sorry there's still nowhere to sit here outside of Café Anyway because of all the stuff we still...
Get through that. I got into it.
Yeah. You know, because of the... But you can say something right there if you want to say something to people. real quick.
Hi, people.
She's going to Safeway. All right, well, we got to wrap it up. If you want to tell lovely lady friend what she should pick up at Safeway, here's the phone number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with more ways to reach me, and what the website is and all the other important stuff, here's a friend.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.